What is up, everyone? Thanks for checking out another video coming to you from Washington, D.C. We have Rock Creek Park Golf Course, and look at this scenic drive in. I think what makes this course really unique for those that live in the DMV area, you couldn't tell that you're in the city. I mean, we're just like a mile away from being in the heart of the city, and I think that's just a super cool concept. I even think on their website, it's one of their kind of taglines. If you want to escape the city to some quiet golf, look no further than Rock Creek Park Golf Course. This course has a lot of history to it. When I was reading about it, I think it's over just about 100 years old, built in the 20s, and I think it started as a 9-hole course, eventually expanded to a full 18-hole course, and the popularity, it's just been a staple in the community. And, you know, props to National Links Trust. This is, for those that aren't aware, they're the group that owns Langston, East Potomac, and this course. I'm born and raised in the DMV area, and it's a shame on me. I have not played this course, and it's kind of hard to get to, admittedly, from the Northern Virginia side. I tend to play East Potomac. That's just super easy to get to. I've played Langston before, so this is actually my first time playing it. And if you saw from the thumbnail, yes, a little clickbaity, but I did it with good reason, because we are saying farewell to this course as is today, because I think coming very, very soon is going to be the future of Rock Creek Park Golf Course. And there's a lot of changes, a lot of renovation coming. Shout out to my buddy Adam Shilp, who's, I think, he's a big part of this project. He's been telling me to come play this before it's bulldozed down, and I'm going to clip a video in just a moment of what it's going to look like. So again, say farewell to this as is, and here's what's to come. Man, oh man, does that just looks so sick. Kudos and props to the National Links Trust team. I mean, that looks amazing. I'm so pumped for it. Hey, if you're listening and watching, let your boy play one of the first rounds. I'll vlog it for you. Free marketing. It's a win-win, right? Guys, right? All right, let's get to the golf. So anyway, if you saw from the scorecard just a moment ago, this is not a long course by any stretch of the imagination. There's no par fives. There's a lot of threes. It's just a combo of threes and fours, and I think the front nine plays to like a par 32. The back five, you know, the loop, it plays to like a par 18. So we have a par 50, and I think the front nine, if I remember correctly, it's like 2,300 yards. So you're going to see a lot of driver wedge, a lot of par threes. It's a really good one. Oh man, look at that view, by the way. Is fall golf the best? I mean, I got really lucky and caught this on a amazing, beautiful day. I don't know about you all, but fall golf is the best, where you can play with like a long sleeve hoodie but still have shorts. I actually take it off in just a moment, but man, oh man, is fall golf the best. So back to what I was saying. This course isn't going to test you with a feat of strength or distance. You know, I don't think the par 4s, the longest I think was like 420 yards, and there's only a couple of those. There are a couple long par 3s, but there's no 5s, and there's a lot of short par 4s like this one. For long hitters, you can probably reach a few of these greens, especially this one where you might not even need driver. Less than driver might be the play. So it's just a really cool concept of, you know, this isn't the most challenging, demanding course, but there will be a few that are tricky and will catch you if you're not ready for it. I'll try to call them out, but it's a true test of your short game. I love the fact there's a lot of par 3s. It really helps you focus and dial in on longer irons, especially when they're teed up. But again, just a really cool concept of 3s and 4s, no 5s, and look how beautiful just the course is. Hopefully you can see that as we go through. We are in Washington, D.C. I can't stress that enough. We are miles away from the city, but look at all the trees, the surroundings around you. It's just amazing. But anyway, back to the golf itself. So we started with a 2 par 4s and a par 3. We end up being 1 under through that, which I'm very happy with. What an absolute blunder on my end for this shot, by the way. So I was playing about 177, 180. I thought I felt wind, and so I was playing at like 185, 190. That just launched into the backwoods. So we go back, we take another one, we play 1 club less. We're going 6-iron this time, and it's perfect. It's pin high. I couldn't tell what the wind was doing. Maybe there was no wind, but what a really bad first shot. And I was hoping that I'd find it. So you can see that's where my second shot is, roughly about pin high. Ooh, almost made that. I thought I'd find my ball, but you can see there's a lot of tall grass here. And it's funny, for being a course that's much quote unquote easier in terms of slope and rating, and it's not like it's not long, there's a lot of OB here. There's tree lines, and you're going to see that throughout, so don't think you're just going to come in here and overpower it. But on to another par 3, and again, that's 3 par 3s in a row. I can't remember the last time that happened where it's not a par 3 course. I actually hit it right into that big tall tree. Not a good shot, but I get lucky and it kicks straight down. So we're about 25-30 yards short on a 200-yard par 3. And here's another. I wish I could have this shot back. I was trying to play a low bump and run, and if you can't tell, the greens are going to look pretty lush on camera, but you can see right there, some greens more than others. So this had a lot of dead areas, dead spots. And I think I hit, I'm going to blame it on the greens, not myself, obviously, but I think I hit like a weird dead spot patch and my ball just took off. I'm not saying that it should have been a much better shot, but that ball rolled out super weird. And I mean, just take a look at this tee box. That's kind of the condition so far. So this isn't to knock the Rock Creek Park Golf Course or National Links Trust. I think the cool part is we know it's being addressed. We know it's being fixed. Let's just enjoy the golf for what it is today. And that tee shot, as you saw, I was really close to being out of bounds. I was probably another 10 yards and I'm probably OB. That's what I was talking about, where even though this is a shorter course and it looks scoreable, you're going to see these little pockets of woods and little tall grass that might catch you if you're not paying attention. Also, is that the worst putt of all time? Seriously. I thought it was going to be a huge snapper, and it ended up just staying straight. So that looked really, really bad, especially from that angle. But we have a cleanup par. I'm not taking any putt for granted now. The greens are kind of 50-50. Some were fantastic, and some were, some were exactly what you'd expect as a Muni golf course. On to the next par 3. So I learned my lesson about not taking too much club, trying to play the number with wind swirling, because I thought it was in our face. But anyway, I ended up playing a 4-iron, and I think the wind was now in our face again. My ball went like 160, 170. It wasn't hit perfectly, but yeah, you can see I have like 30, 35 yards left onto a par 3. It's funny, you can see me, I actually measured this out. From my angle when I hit that shot, I thought it was like 6 inches gimme range, so I walk up with my wedge, assuming just to tap it in. As you walk up closer, I was like, oh boy, that's actually a lot further than we thought. So it's one of those, casual rounds. It's good. It was inside the leather, but we end up tapping it in with the wedge for a par, and we're not mad at that at all. This is another short 4 that I was telling about. So super long hitters, whatever your 260, maybe 255, that's what the front green I think was playing. It's like a 270 pin. Funny enough, as you know, my drive goes like 260, 265. So we drive it pin high, but you can see the dispersion. We're like 20, 25 yards left. It's a very straightforward up and down. And this was another green. I wish I actually zoomed in on the greens, but the green, oh man, we're going to blame that one on the greens again. It can't be me. It can't be us. Maybe it's the ball. Maybe it's the putter, but we'll go with the greens. No, all seriousness, the greens, this was another one that was a little beat up in terms of where the pin was. And I know I sound like I'm complaining, but there will be a few greens where I'm like, whoa, that was like a really, really nice rolled pure, held the line. And then here's the final hole it's hole 9, final hole of the front 9, and you can see that was a 330-yard. I caught a speed slot, so I caught this on a day where it was pretty sunny, it was nice, and because the fairways are kind of dead in certain areas, and this has a natural speed slot, I probably hit it my normal 250, 260. If you look at the background there, I hit a draw into that speed slot, and it just rolled for days. So my drive went almost 300 yards. Oh, boy. It's funny how it doesn't matter how far you drive it. It's always about the putts. This was actually one of the more purer greens. It rolled very, very good, looked good, and it was right in front of the clubhouse. So here we go. We are now going to the back 5. I was going to say back 9. Back 5, we call it the loop, according to Rock Creek's website. But this is the hardest hole, in my opinion, of the entire course. You can see it's a blind tee shot. So if you're not long enough to get over that first hump, which I did not hit that drive good, you can see that I have about like 185, 190 left. That drive went like 210. I almost missed the ball. It was like a high spinny just BS into the rough on the right. I'm lucky it hung on. And then this is just not playing the course really, really killed me. I picked a line and hit my line, and I thought it was perfect. I have no idea where my ball is. I don't know if it went long, if it went left. I decided to take a drop where I think it went out. So we end up taking a drop, and, we go from hitting a super pure 5-iron into your second shot for we have a double into the first hole of the loop. We're going to take it. We're going to live with it. We're going to chalk it. Oh, man. Look at this. Just pause for a second. Take a look at this hole. Yes, this was the thumbnail of my video. This was the coolest hole out of all 14 that I played. I mean, you don't even know you're in the city. It is a super tight, super narrow, all enclosed with trees. I mean, I can't stress how beautiful it was. And then when I talked about pure greens, I don't know what it was. Maybe the grass and greens just dry. Oh, yeah. As we drained the birdie, by the way. But the green, this was the most pure flush greens that I think we've had, with a really cool hole. I think the back nine, and again, I think when I was reading about it, the back nine was built intentionally a little bit different than the front. And you can tell, look how narrow this one is, enclosed with trees. I actually, driver was super shaky today. We're going to get away with it. That drive went like 210, 220 into the rough. So we didn't hit it good, but I'm actually hitting my irons really, really good. So you can see here that we hit a pure 5-iron, and look where it ends up. That was the shot of my life. When you just hit a club, hit a ball, it's just really good. It's pure center. We got about 5.5 feet, but it's just nothing better than a pure iron. Wow, just well said, Mark. Couldn't agree more. Could not agree more myself. But that's why I love this game of golf. That was one of those shots where I was in the rough. We plan, we take a little extra club, we pick out something, and we hit our line. By the way, birdie, no big deal. But that's why we love golf. Those flush shots, you envision it and you actually hit it. Oh, there's no better feeling. I'm not good enough to be doing that every single shot. That's where scratch and plus golfers really take over. So for us kind of higher handicap players, or even higher single digits, you're going to hit that maybe a few times around. But when you do, man, oh man, that's why we love golf. This is probably my second favorite hole, besides the hole a couple of them ago, but an elevated par 3. I don't know what the elevation is. I don't have slope in my rangefinder, but this was a par 3 looking down, and look at the surroundings. It's just another enclosed, all trees, super cool hole. Couldn't get enough of it, and it's just really sad to think, even though it's only a 14 hole, the 5-hole loop in the back, here we are. We're on the final hole, which hits back into the clubhouse. It's a wide open par 4, and again, a super short one, only 340 yards. Man, I'm having driver issues. Don't worry. We work on it for future videos, but I think I even hit the ground before. I'm lucky I made contact. So that one went like 235. We're in the rough again. So I end up, and I think there was some wind into our face. So I end up taking a little extra club with a pitching wedge, and I hit a really, really good shot, and we end up on the green. I think it either spun back a tiny bit, but we have like a 60, 70 footer. I don't even know. It was a big green. And I'm really glad I took it from this angle. Just look how beautiful that is. The tree line, we have a luscious green here. I wish I moved the cart just to really emphasize it. From downtown, is that a birdie, Mark? You handsome guy, you. What a putt. That's how you end a round, on a birdie, on a high. Ladies and gentlemen, if you made it this far, shoot me a sub, leave a comment, hit a like, show me some love if you appreciated this. National Links Trust, if you are watching, I cannot wait for what you're going to do over the next year or two. Wish you luck. Let's get this thing rolling, and I want to be one of the first ones to play the course when it's ready. Can't wait to vlog it. So let's say farewell to Rock Creek Park as is. Until next time.